half of Republicans say California isn't really American. This is an LA Times story. 50% of U.S. adults perceive California to be in decline. 50% of U.S. adults, not Republican adults. U.S. adults perceive California to be decline, while Republicans particularly negative at 48%, not really American. Many Republicans view California unfavorably, with 30% believing it has a worse natural environment than any other state, and 40% not considering it a good place to visit. Christian Bork of Legger noted, if you are a more conservative American, you basically do not like California. Despite political division, 60% of adults nationwide see California as a trendsetter, with 70% of younger Americans expressing their sentiment. Well, move there. It's a great place for you. Additionally, younger individuals are twice as likely to consider moving to the state. Fantastic. Citing job opportunities as a primary reason, conservative attacks on California fueled by media and politicians contribute to negative views, with 75% of Republicans considering the state unsafe. Governor Newsom, progressive agenda, including climate and healthcare policies, has intensified this divide. Did you see the recent clip with the girl that was on oh, that's the one. Yeah. What's her name?
Bill
She's
Maher.
the fitness.
Jillian Michaels.
What's her name?
Jillian Michaels.
Jillian Michaels. Go ahead and play this clip. I thought it was very interesting.
Trying to get Gavin to run for president for a very long time. And
Are you serious? Are we living in Gavin Newsom's California? Why?
yeah, and I'm sure your life is just a
I left
nightmare.
because of him.
Oh, right, you're in
Moved to
Florida.
Miami.
And so, you know what?
Jillian, hit me
I'll
up.
tell you something.
Lived here my whole life.
In 2020, I've lived here since '83.
Okay.
And I love where I live.
Yeah,
I
no
love
shit.
California.
I lived in Malibu.
I'm dug in here. I did in 2020, when there was a week when the sun was blotted out from the sky because of fires, I did look at moving to Florida. Now, I think it was a little like when I was contemplating suicide when I was in high school and college. If I got laid once, I would stop to and I don't think I was ever really going to do it. But I did actually, or get married. You know, I was engaged once, but you know, there are things you in your life you're like, you know what, I might do that. And part of you is like, yeah, never going to do that. Okay. So, I mean, and I think moving to Florida is in that category, but I did look at it because I share your frustrations with California. I do. And those are the things I was saying to him.
I mean, this is one I think I could speak
But
to
again,
pretty eloquently.
But are you happier in Florida?
Yeah.
What is it in Florida that's that compensated more than what you had here?
Everything.
It feels less crazy than it does here. Here, you just
Florida's less crazy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hear me
Bill.
out. Hear me out
Yes.
on this.
Really?
Here's
the
what I
place
mean.
where the people are on bath salts, like
Your
fucking
girl,
an alligator?
Sage Steele.
Yes, that's what we're all
She's
doing
like,
over here.
What was the moment when you felt like California had lost its mind? And it was a piece of legislation that I can't recall.
Did it affect your life?
But Bill,
Did it affect your
is
life?
the crime affecting our lives? Is the homelessness affecting our
was
lives?
crime affecting your life here in
Yeah,
California?
absolutely. My house got broken into.
Your house got broken into.
Yes, and
He's
guess what?
shocked. He's
the
shocked.
relationship with PG&E, my house burned down in 2018.
Where's your house?
I lived in Malibu.
Nothing like, and by the way, it
Malibu.
goes through
Yeah.
it's a joke.
PG&E, there it is.
It's a joke.
Into it,
It's a joke.
Malibu?
I got...
Things are rough out there.
By the way,
and it was so nuts.
I'm
And
fucking
guess
positive.
what?
Who wants to go first on this one? Go ahead, Vic.
and I made this point though.
We're making a joke about her house burning down.
It's
Wow,
just-
things are rough out there, and she quoted PG&E, which we were just talking about.
It's a clear case of, especially people like him, the elite. He's living in the hills. He's guarded. Dude, none of the things that are affecting average people is bothering him. And then when you ask him, like, he's like, oh, what was so bad? My house was burned down. You know what I mean? They broke into the house. Crime is up. And he's like, oh, really? Yeah. It is, Bill. You're out of touch, bro. He goes from his car to the house to the studio and nothing. He doesn't have to deal with anything.
Classic
the average
limousine
American,
liberal.
the average Californian does. And bro, I'm telling you right now, when's the last time you were in California, Tom?
On purpose?
Yeah, but you see it, right? You're seeing the homelessness. You're seeing
When we
the crime.
went to the Republican debates.
Yeah, it's
we
just-
went.
Reagan National Library.
I'll tell you, I go to California, business, a random wedding, and unfortunately,
and you leave.
3 years ago, a funeral.
Yeah, and you leave.
So in other words, it's it's life appointments. It's not like, hey, let's take a vacation back and go down to Dana Point. Nope, sorry.
I just don't like
let's
the
go
shock
ski at Mammoth.
factor.
Nope.
I don't like the shock factor of Bill. Like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Bill. Normal people have problems with the freaking state. It's going to shit.
Let me tell you, there's a difference between stereotypes and reality. Listen, born and raised in Miami, lived in Florida my whole life, went to Florida State. I've lived in every city up and down the state of Florida. The stereotype of we're all just having sex with alligators on bath salts is such a ridiculous slander. But here's the reality of going in California. And Bill talks about this all the time. It's so crazy. He can go to the 9th step. He just can't get to that 10th step. He's constantly talking about the wokeism. He's constantly talking about kids being indoctrinated, about the regulations, trying to build something on his house, an extension of a house that takes 7 years when it should have took 7 days. He talked about the taxes. He's talked about the crime. He's talked about the homelessness. But there's some personal relationship with Gavin Newsom, which is mentioned on the podcast with you.
He loves him.
He said, I love him, that he can't just take that next step. So, yeah, here, we'll get to that. So the reality is he's 90% there, but that he can't just basically recognize what the hell's going on here. You know, they say that Florida is Florida man. It's Florida man. Oh, he's having sex with alligators. Well, California man is actually a woman now because they're transitioning and all the kids are basically woke now.
Good point.
So what is California man to you, Bill? So that's like that. And then, you want me to read this story right here? So I will say this. I'm a Bill Maher fan on Real Time with Bill Maher. Why? Because it's scripted.
And 30 writers are writing
and it's so well done. There's a difference between Club Random when he's just smoking a joint and just kind of like, going on his own. But his writing on Real Time is fantastic.
It's not his writing, but go ahead.
But his writer, so I'll give him credit with that. But here's the story right here. Bill Maher rips America-bashing liberal celebrities who vowed to flee the country under Trump, yet they're all still here. Here's the story. So Maher bashed Americans who complain about living in the U.S., beginning with politicians like a progressive state representative candidate in New Hampshire.
Do you have a video on this, Rob?
Okay. Who posted on social media saying, I need to get out of this country. That's a candidate for Congress.
Go ahead and play it.
There's a long list of liberal celebrities who swear that, if a Republican is elected, and no one ever does. Miley Cyrus once said, I am moving if Trump is my president. I don't say things I don't mean. Here she is looking miserable, having to endure America at the Grammys last Sunday. I guess she flew back from Tajikistan.
Still here.
Tom.
But by the way, in that segment, he goes on to Eddie Griffin, still here. I think we have a couple pictures of that, don't you? Rob, I don't know if you want to pull that up. So Eddie Griffin, the comedian, he basically said, if Trump wins, I'm moving to Africa, yet still here. He talked about Miley Cyrus. Our friend George Lopez, we have to worry about immigration. We'll all go back. Nope, still here. So all these celebrities who are basically saying, I'm leaving to Canada, I'm fleeing to Canada. We've seen it on The Girls on the View, Whoopi Goldberg. All these people yet are still here. Talk is cheap, guys. If you want to leave America, okay, you can go get a one-way ticket to
anybody
Tajikistan.
Ever actually leave, Rob? Did anyone ever leave? Just because if they did, you got to respect them.
While he's looking, I don't think so. But he has on his show, new rule. How about this as a new rule? If you ever publicly utter the words, I am moving out of the United States if, and that if happens, you have to leave. And don't let our flag hit you on the ass on the way out.
I love it,
I'm
Vinny.
tired of all this talk about how shitty this place is. And if this happens, it's just out of touch, insane people. It's like, just shut up. But I think, like, new rule. Okay, get the hell out of here then. Stop talking, because that if Trump wins, guess what? The odds are he is, if they don't freaking illegally try to hold him out, leave. Go. Where would you go? Go somewhere else.
Yeah. Americans don't cut and run. Americans stay and fix it.
Rob, these are more people that threaten. I'm sorry, Tom. I just want to see this. Cher, and no, Jon Stewart say that or no? On the bottom?
Yeah,
he said what? Did he really say it?
What did he say, though?
Jon Stewart said he also
getting in a rocket and going to another planet because clearly this planet has gone bonkers.
Okay, so Neo, who else? Neo came around later on, by the way, I think. Chelsea Handler.
Oh, my girl.
Keep going.
Shocker alert.
So hot.
I don't know who this is.
That's
Keep going.
Key
Key and Peele.
Oh, Key and Peele. Okay, got it.
Lena Dunham for sure.
She's the
not in
face
Canada
of Gen
yet?
Z, by the way.
Go to Canada.
Neve Campbell.
All these
Bryan
people.
Cranston.
Bryan
Keep
Cranston.
Yeah, shut up.
Miley
Who else?
Cyrus.
Barbara Streisand.
Did she leave?
No, Barbara's still here.
They're all still here, Pat.
Tom, go ahead, Tom.
So I'll give you 3 words on this: arrogant, petulant, and headlines. So first of all, it's arrogant to say, me and my great
Hoping you would
talent.
say Scotch as one of the things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He said it once.
Arrogance. Me and my great value, I will deprive you of me. That's just pure arrogance and self-importance. Petulant. It's like stomping your, I will hold my breath till I die if I don't get ice cream. It's just a petulant scream. And then what celebrity doesn't like headlines? And this is a way to get headlines, appearing to lead the resistance as this voice of the opposition. That's all this is. Nobody's ever serious about doing it. It's just arrogance, petulance, and looking for headlines.
That'd be great though if you think about it. If we had like a department of law enforcement that shows up to your house and goes, "Hey Barbara, you know that if Trump won, you gotta leave, pack up your shit and go." I would love that.
I'd have if I was president, I'd have a new cabinet, Secretary of Consequences.
Yeah.
And when things happen like this,
Yeah,
I would say I am referring this matter to the Secretary of Consequences,
so
and we're
funny.
going to move straight to it.
That's the beauty of America.
Love it or
you
leave
can
it
talk as
department.
much shit as you want, and there's no accountability right
Yeah.
there. But Vinny wants to put a council of accountability out there.
100%.
If you threaten to leave, we gon' back it up.
Hey brother, love it or leave it.
Hey, buddy,
get the hell out of
America.
here. You want that drink? I'll go get it, brother.
It fell?
Yeah, I think so.
Tuck and
okay,
roll.
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's American brotherhood right there. Guys, look at Vinny in that shot right there. Oh, yeah.
The way he did it.
Yeah, Vinny.
Damn right.
Vinny, one thing I know about Vinny, hates the camera. Does not.
Fast.
That is going to get spicy
That's
very fast.
Cuomo and Candace.
First time
CNC.
ever, Candace Owens and Chris Cuomo
Sick.
having a 3-hour conversation, not a 2-hour. We're going to touch up on so many different topics, issues. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. We'll be making some announcements on that day as well. So here's my suggestion to you. If you're part of the text that, you know, when I send you text and you find out before everybody else on any events that's going on, you know you already got this text and you're tuning in to see who it is. Now you know, Candace and Chris Cuomo. You got VIP tickets. Rob, if we put the link, does that the QR code take it straight to it?
Correct.
Perfect. You got the VIP tickets where you get a chance to sit up front and hear all the exchange. Maybe even we'll go to the audience with the VIP ticket to ask a question pointed to Chris or Candace. And then you have all the other folks. The VIP also gets the chance to go to the cigar lounge with us in the back, have a cigar, sit down, have a conversation.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.